Hey peeps, it's Rain again. Uh, so I get anxious when I do these videos, even though I have no reason to, because really I'm only talking to myself as of right now. But I want to make sure I say everything clearly and correctly. A lot of things I can say can be from way left field and be taken the wrong way. I know by doing these videos I'm going to have a lot of critics, and sometimes with my poor way of conducting myself and how I say things, it can come out, and be taken the wrong way by doing these videos that the world can see. I know that some people aren't going to take it for what it is, and I don't blame them. I may have a lot of critics and people who are like, oh my gosh, who does she think she is sharing this bad stuff? She's just giving herself a bad name. I don't really care. I have nothing to be ashamed of who I am. Things I've done in my past, yeah, I may be shameful about. I have made a lot of mistakes in my past. I'm human, and I've had a lot to learn from and grow from. And unless you know where I'm coming from in my past, then I'm not really going to let what another person thinks, get to my heart. I'm just going to be doing this for the exact reason that I started it. It makes me feel better. This right now is my way of interacting with the world around me. I did my last video talking about being in the present moment, and if I'm indulged in Facebook memes or indulged in TikTok or indulged in, Netflix and Disney Plus movies and videos and shows, then I'm not interacting with the world around me. Something that's very important to do, especially being a mother or, being a person in general. Like, we should not be numbing our senses out by feeding into all this, like, electronic world that our world is coming to. There is life going on around us, and I believe it's very important to take place in that and be a part of it. You never know who out there might need you. Just by taking a walk outside for the day on a day you normally wouldn't take on a walk, you might never know what situation you'll encounter that you needed to be there to see, whether it's a beautiful tree or finding a cool coin on the ground, or running across somebody who dropped something carrying in their groceries in their house, and they drop it, and you could be there to help them pick that up. Maybe not with Corona so much. Some people might be a little hesitant on that, but I like to be there. I like to see where life needs me and what things I might come across that I can take a part in my daily life. Living in my head for so long, living in fear, living in doubt, it kept me from being able to do that. I would rarely notice the things that are happening around me because I was so withdrawn inside my mind, and I had all these other things, and I didn't even realize that I was like in this cloud, almost like a fog. And I think when we're so hurt and so damaged, we can't clearly see that cloud or fog. And for me, personally speaking, I wasn't able to see it until I was taken out of it. And this was definitely a miracle by the grace of God. I just went through a lot of trauma, and then one day I woke up, and this was like in the last 4 months, and I wake up and I'm like, oh my goodness, there was all these things wrong with me that I didn't even know. And these things that happened to me that affected what was wrong with me, the things that I've been through, and the things that have hurt me. But then because of me not knowing how to get out of it and me being so hurt inside, I was hurting others around me by not allowing myself to grow out of it or allowing myself to see past this pain and realize that I still am alive and have the opportunity to interact with the world around me, and maybe my story could help affect another person's story, because maybe what I've been through and what's wrong with me could help change another person's point of view, to give them insight as to of them not being alone. And then they're not alone, you know? And I was asked the other night if sharing my story live is something I wanted to be doing for the world to see. And, you know, I don't mind. This is what's helping me. Whether it helps anyone else or not, I don't know. I don't know if it ever will. My intentions as I continue about my days doing these videos is to just share what I'm personally going through and what I'm learning from and how it's affected me in my past and how I'm continuing to allow it to affect me in my future and to allow it to shape me into a better person than who I was the day before. And this is not to undermine that some days are going to feel like nothing is getting done. Some days are going to be lazy days. Some days are going to be slow days. And it's going to feel like life isn't getting anywhere. And for me, that's a big deal. I want to get things done. I want to feel like things are progressing. But, you know, this is life, and there's just some things out of our control. And, you know, if we're having a slow day, I want to encourage us to just, you know, go with the flow, you know? Enjoy your day. Enjoy this time, because then when things do start happening, you don't want to be overwhelmed. You don't want to be so in your head and so in your pain that you're withdrawing and not allowed to interact with the world around you. You know, we're all here for a reason, whether we see it or not. I may not know my purpose. I may not know my reason right now, but for the first time in my life, I want to live to have a reason, and I want to live to have a purpose. And I want to help others. That's something I've always wanted to do. And I realized that staying in my hurt and my pain, I was not helping anyone. I was just hurting myself, and in some twisted, funny way, it was hurting my loved ones too, because I was not able to interact and be the best me because I was so in my head. And I don't know how many other people have suffered with that. You know, if you grew up in a healthy life, in a healthy home, maybe that hasn't been as much of a struggle. But it's very real, and it's very possible to have these types of struggles in life, and you're not alone. And I'm not ashamed of who I am and who I'm becoming, so I'm going to share as much critics as I may have. I want to be open about who I am. I don't want to hide anything. And if I, down the road, can share better, more clear stories about what I'm personally learning and going through that may help another person down the road, then so be it. Cool. I love you all. I love life even when I hate it. God bless you all. Bye.